Nelson English Readers Library presents Who Was Nancy? By John McRae. Chapter 1. Jane Sanders is making a telephone call. She's in Glasgow, so she remembers that 071 is the code for central London. Then, what is the number? She thinks. 588-7421. I think that's it. Today Jane's going to the island of Tenerife for a holiday. She will be there for 2 weeks, so she wants to call her friend Nancy in London to say goodbye. Nancy works as a telephonist, answering the telephone for a large insurance company in London. Jane often calls her at work, and Nancy usually calls Jane back, so the insurance company actually pays for the call. When Jane calls the number in London, she hears a sound that tells her the number is engaged. This is a little unusual. A big company has a lot of lines, so usually someone answers even if there are a lot of calls. Anyway, Jane still has many things to do. She has to pack her cases for her holiday and buy things like sand and oil and... What is it Neil wants me to buy? She says to herself. She always tells herself to make a list of the things she has to do because she always forgets something important. Today, she can't remember what Neil wants her to buy. Neil is Jane's boyfriend. He's on his way to London right now, as he is a steward on the flights between Glasgow and London Heathrow. He flies twice each way. 4 flights today before he comes back to Jane, and they could go to catch the holiday flight. Neil starts work at 7:30 in the morning, as the first flight leaves at 8 o'clock. Today he finishes work at 3:30 in the afternoon, when the 2 o'clock flight from London comes into Glasgow and all the passengers get off. It's now just before noon. Jane's trying to remember all the things she has to do, but she still can't remember what Neil wants her to buy. Shampoo? No, he has some shampoo, she says as she looks in the bathroom on the flat. Maybe he wants some... She looks around. Hair gel? No. Shaving foam? No. What can it be? Then she remembers about Nancy. She goes to the telephone again, leaves the receiver, and presses the redial button so that she can call the same number again automatically. Neil, she thinks, is just leaving for London again. He's doing the 8 o'clock and 12 o'clock flights to London. That means the 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock flights back. The phone is ringing at the London end, but there is no reply. Strange, Jane thinks. Someone usually answers. Her cat, Tibby, wakes up slowly. He's thinking about breakfast, and suddenly Jane remembers one thing she must do before she goes on holiday. Find someone to look after the cat. Just as she's putting the phone down, she thinks she hears someone answering. Nancy? Can I speak to Nancy? She says into the receiver. But there is only silence. She decides to ask her next-door neighbor, Jimmy, if he will come in and give the cat its food while she and Neil are away. Jimmy likes Jane a lot. She's exactly his kind of girl. Tall, blonde, and very elegantly dressed. But Jane, of course, loves Neil. Neil is attractive, with a little mustache, tall and very good-looking in his airline steward's uniform. Jimmy is unemployed. He doesn't have a job. He's a little jealous of Neil. Neil has a nice car, a good job, and a lovely girlfriend. Jimmy is short with a beard, and he's getting fat. But he will do anything to please Jane. So when she comes to his door, he says, Of course I'll feed the cat. No problem. Oh, thanks, Jimmy. You're such a sweetie. Jane smiles at him. Is there anything else I can do for you, Jane? I have a million things to do before we leave, Jane tells him. Things to buy, cases to pack. I must wash my hair. And I'm trying to phone Nancy. You remember Nancy? It's funny, but I can't get her on the phone today. Jimmy remembers Nancy. Jane wants Nancy and Jimmy to be close friends, but they don't really know each other. Jimmy sees Jane every day, so he prefers her. And Nancy lives in London, so she can't see Jimmy very often. But Jane doesn't know anything about all these complications. She's busy thinking about her own problems. Oh dear, there's so many things to do. Well, don't worry. If I can help, just ask me. I'm here all day, says Jimmy. He hopes she will ask him to do something to help, but for the moment she can't think what she wants him to do. Then she hears the phone ringing in her flat. I'll talk to you later, Jimmy. That's the phone. I wonder who it is. See you later then, Jane, he says. As she hurries back into her flat to answer the phone, Jimmy gives a little smile. She's always like that, he thinks. She can never decide what she wants or remember the things she's doing. He closes his door gently as Jane's door closes with a bang.